Have you ever wondered, how do the most elite athletes always seem to stay so motivated? Why is it that they seamlessly seem to be able to jump out of bed, not hit the snooze button, head off to the gym, and go and chase after their dreams consistently? While you feel that every challenge you ever face is another Everest you have to climb, and sometimes you even struggle to put one foot in front of the other. Well, the reality is that elite athletes feel dips in motivation just like you. They're human also. But they harness mental weapons in their armory that allow them to stay consistently motivated even in the face of setbacks and challenges. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 motivation secrets that elite athletes use that you can too. But before we get started, be sure to hit the subscribe button below. Also hit the bell so that you are one of the first people to be notified every time a new video comes out. So on to secret number 1, which is harnessing passion. Our passion is divided into 2 types of passion: obsessive and harmonious. Firstly, obsessive passion. Conor McGregor is one of the most exciting UFC fighters of all time. Not only for his skill and ability in the octagon and his presence outside of it, he's also known for his obsessive passion towards his craft. In many interviews, he has often spoken about how in his quest for greatness, that it was an obsession, how that the hours spent away from the octagon were through repetitive practice that ultimately was obsessive. And most elite athletes have had this to some degree or another. They've obsessed over their craft that has allowed them to unearth all the elements that has allowed them to be at their very best of what they do. Obsessive passion often involves the ego and a sense of rigidness in how you go about the activity. It involves not being able to step away, even though you know it's the right thing that you should do. It leads to rumination of the event, the task, and it makes it harder to form strong relationships, even risking the possibility of being seen as selfish. But there is another form of passion, one that allows us to be involved in the activity without losing a sense of who we are. And that is harmonious passion. Harmonious passion is quite simply doing something because you love doing it. Focus moves to mastery of oneself and improving skills rather than trying to control what others are doing. Harmonious passion is also linked to flow states because we lose ourselves in the activity because we're engaged in it. We enjoy it, it gives us a sense of self, and it's without ego and desire for an outcome. The activity is important to us, and even though we may make sacrifices for it, we don't feel that sense of shame and guilt when we step away from it. By giving yourself the chance to have restrictions in your training, you offer yourself the opportunity to refocus your attention in a very defined moment. You'll be able to focus on what you need to do and then move on to it once you've done it and finished. In a recent interview, major winning golfer Padraig Harrington spoke about how he would often recommend young golfers stepping away from practice just before things got too much. And why did he do this? To keep your drive and motivation towards wanting to come back. When we spend hour after hour on the practice range or in the gym or even at the practice facility, it can get too repetitive and we maybe even resent being there in the first place. By stepping away that little bit earlier, we can then have a little bit more drive and want to come back the next day, whether to finish something off or continue the process all over again. You can stop at a moment where you feel like this is done for me today and I want to be able to come back and try and improve again tomorrow, rather than feeling like I don't want to get up and do that all over again. So look for how you can perhaps turn that obsessive passion into something a little bit more harmonious. And that moves us on to secret number 2, intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Here I want to ask you a quick question. I want you to think about whatever your goals and dreams are. Can you picture it in your mind right now? Quickly have a think. Chances are that what you're thinking about is maybe either lifting that trophy of a tournament, getting into a certain team, maybe even possibly money, fame, and status that would follow. And what you've likely been thinking of are what are called extrinsic motivations. Psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan first introduced self-determination theory. Self-determination theory has 3 components: autonomy, competence, connection, or relatedness. Autonomy is people's need to feel in control of their own goals and behaviors. Think of it as you wanting to go to training because you want to, rather than someone telling you have to and that you should do. It's your own decision and you are autonomous in that decision making. Therefore, you are the one driving the behaviors towards your goals. Competence is people's need to gain mastery of tasks and learn new different skills. This could be knowing a certain shot to hit, a certain moment or pass to execute a complex skill. When we feel competent and capable, we feel self-determined. Connection or relatedness is our need to experience a sense of belonging with other people. This is all about the relationships you build. This is teammates, coaches, maybe even friends and family members along the way. When we build a strong sense of belonging, that not only helps us stay motivated, but is a huge benefit and importance to our well-being as human beings. So while you may be going after all these dreams of fame, titles, and recognition, they're not 100% guarantee. And if we place our motivation solely on them, then we can feel demotivated when they don't happen. The trick is to have intrinsic motivations. These are our internal drivers towards our tasks, ambitions, and goals. And they're important to have because when our extrinsic motivations aren't happening, we can have them alongside us because they are backup to stay motivated and they are guaranteed and 100% in our control. And if you want to go even further with this, then be sure to download the Mindstrong Sport app. The Mindstrong Sport app is designed to be the mental gym that you need to be the best athlete you can be. It's got mindset courses, meditations, mini courses, exercises, insights, and much more. So head over to the link in the description to be sure to download the Mindstrong Sport app now. And finally, secret number 3, dedication. Take Goran Ivanisevic. After losing 3 Wimbledon finals, with his last being in 1998 against Pete Sampras, he dropped down the rankings to number 125. And with the looming fate of potentially retiring from the sport, he was given a wild card at Wimbledon in 2001. And working his way through a tough road of competition, Ivanisevic finally made it to the final against Pat Rafter. His fate looked sealed, yet on his 4th championship point, his long-awaited dream of winning Wimbledon was finally realised. And what gave him this extra motivation, energy, and perhaps endurance in even the crucial moments of that match? Well, in his post-match interview, Ivanisevic revealed that he was playing that match in memory of his friend who had died 8 years previous in a car crash, and that he was dedicating his performance to him. And this dedication can be the extra bit of motivation that we need, even if it's something as simple as getting ourselves out of bed to go and head towards another day of training. The power of dedication is all about being motivated by dedicating what you do to something greater than yourself. That can be a person, a community, maybe even a cause. The New Zealand All Blacks use the haka to form a sense of connection with their community, their country, and even their ancestors. The South African Springboks that have won back-to-back World Cup trophies dedicate their performances to their country and the people of South Africa. Athletes such as Sydney McLaughlin, world record holder and double Olympic champion in the 400-meter hurdles, dedicates her performances to her religion. This power of dedication allows us to stay motivated even in moments of challenge. We get to ask questions such as, what would they want us to do in this moment? Or what decision would they make? Or how can I make them proud? When we ask questions like that, the decisions that we have to make don't feel so lonely and become that little bit easier to make. So have a look at your life. Is there a person, a community, or a cause that you can dedicate yourself to that will help you boost your motivation? So there you have it. There's the 3 motivation secrets that elite athletes are using that you can now use too. But if you're feeling motivated and you want to get going on your goals right away, then you might want to watch this video right now.